February 25th, you guys. You remember when I asked you guys to read Psalms 44 the other day? And I told you at 9 o'clock, right when I started reading it, it started raining on the truck. Well, this was some of the writings that I asked you guys to check out the other day. I wrote them down on an envelope here. But anyhow, I wanted to look it up, and I did. Leviticus 26:3, which I read Luke 10:19, and I read Isaiah 54:17, Psalms, which we all read that together, 44, at 9 o'clock. Well, Leviticus, remember when I told you it rained that night at 9 o'clock, exactly when we started reading? Listen to this, okay? Now, this said Leviticus at 26:3, okay? Now, I'm going to start it at the beginning, though, because even though I went to 3, see, 3 says, if you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then it goes to 4, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. That's the Lord letting me know, what's getting ready to happen, you guys. This is getting ready to happen. I know it is. I want to read you a little bit here from the beginning. And I also want to say this, mockers, scoffers, you guys, I don't hate you guys. I see where you're making comments to other people. I don't know how you're able to do it, but I've also said, I would be willing to let anybody in here as long as they can refrain from keeping the backbiting and that kind of nasty talk on these things. And, I have no ill feelings against anybody, no hatred, and I'm not going to get it. This is getting ready to come to an end, and I've been fighting against demonic spirits here for quite a while. And the Lord has helped me to prevail over all of it every time. And know this, he also said, I will cause your enemies to even bless you. Okay? Even your enemies. He's in control. He knows the minds and the hearts. He can control the minds and the hearts of everybody. Even the hatred, everything that's being done. So if you're capable of getting past this, I pray so. But if not, God bless. I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry for you. I really am. Ye shall make you no idols nor graven images, neither rear you up a standing image. Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it. For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverences, my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit, and your threshing shall reach into vintage, and the vintage shall reach into the sowing time. And ye shall eat your bread to the full, and dwell in your land safely. And I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. Do you see that? See, what's coming upon us, all this wickedness and evilness, it's because of what we brought to it. I mean, look at everything around you, you guys. Everything around you. This is all wicked and evil. That's why it is what it is. Even evil would not prevail here had we not turned away from God. Okay? That's why we're going to be going into a door where we're going to be protected for what's coming. Okay? I told you I had that dream, and it's at hand, you guys. I don't think we got very much more time. That's why I told you I paid for my insurance for March and April already. And I don't know how much more time we got, but I'm very I'm looking into everything that I do and how I do it just to get by, to get through. Now, I told you also I've got like stuff in the back of this truck for, if anybody finds it after we're taken, but it's not enough to keep anybody sustained, and this place is going to be burnt up. You know what I mean? It's going to be burnt up. There's only one rapture, and everybody's going to be destroyed. Everybody's thinking there's going to be another rapture and another rapture. No, it's clear about it. It says, had he not intervened sooner, no flesh would have survived. Okay? That's why he gets us out of here. And then the others are going to be martyrs that will follow, the martyrs, those that died. And then people are going to die from famine. They're going to die from disease, nuclear wars. And then all those that get the mark of the beast, they're going to die when the Lord comes and consumes them with fire. He's going to burn them all up. Burn them all up. You can be sure of it. And all those that come up against Israel, they're going to get Israel to a corner where there's no place else for them to turn or go. And then they're going to call on the Lord. They're going to say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And then they're going to see him coming in the clouds. And when he comes, they're going to know who he is. They're going to know that he was Jesus Christ. He was the Messiah that was crucified 2,000 years ago. Because we already know this. And the Bible also tells us that this guy, the Antichrist, is going to proclaim himself to be God. And they're going to build this temple during troubled times. Okay? It's going to be built during troubled times. We won't be here when it's being built during troubled times. And you can be sure they're going to throw a lot of money at it, whatever it takes to get it built as quickly as possible, because the devil knows time is short. And he's going to try to get as many people as he can to bow down and worship him, and proclaim himself to be God. Okay? Man, listen to this. I mean, this is a Leviticus chapter 26, man. I said 26:3, but I mean, the whole thing is good. For I will, and it says, and ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. See, that's when you have the Lord with you. You see what I'm saying? With the Lord being with you. And, it's all about living right, But we already know, he says Satan's going to be released for a little while. And what do people always do? They fall away. And what is he telling us here? That's why I said this is like a highway. This is a map telling us exactly how to live and what pleases God. But you got to have faith in that. You got to believe in that. You got to believe in this, in the word, what he says. Okay? But if you put your faith and believe in all this, what's in the world, and you building all these idols, basketball, baseball, football, idols that people worship and stuff like that, then you're going to fall away from this. And that's what's happened. That's why this is over here. For I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. And ye shall eat old store, and bring forth the old because of the new. And I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not abhor you. And I will walk among you, and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye should not be their bondsmen, and have broken the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. The punishments for the disobedience, right after that. Look on the back of the $1 bill. If you look back on the $1 bill, you see that pyramid with the one eye. You see what I'm saying? Look at it. And that's what we're under the burdens right now of that. And even back then, whenever they've fallen away from the Lord, this is what happens. You go into bondage, just like it says in here in Nebuchadnezzar, when that one king was told because they weren't living according to the word of God. He fell away from the Lord again, lustful living, and he was told, bow down to Nebuchadnezzar because God brought him against him, and he wouldn't do it. And what happened? They were defeated. And the last thing he seen was his children being killed, and then he stuck his thumbs in his eye sockets. And he was put on a chain with his treasures in the treasure room, where he stayed there till he died, blinded. But this is a roadmap. This is how it should have been. You can live simple, and even if your enemies are building, like it says, even if they're building big armies against you, God will put it in their mind and their heart to be fearful of you. 100 of you will chase 10,000s of them away, and 10 of you will chase 100 of them away, and you have to have faith and believe in that. And as long as you do that, the will of God. See, this is getting ready to be destroyed. People didn't believe that. When you read in this Bible and you look at what's being taught in the churches today, where's all that prosperity that they're preaching? I don't understand. Where do they find it? I see where he says your enemies will be chased away and all that by 10 of you, but I don't see where the high living that they're talking about. I see where he says we'll have beauty, things will be lovely, we'll be multiplying our children, but I don't see this, where people are going to be building big mansions, making tons of money, being treated like kings and queens. That's all the wrong stuff. People should have been living more humbly. Not the way they're living. Can you guys see those faces in there? I don't know if you can, some people can see them and some can't. Know this. I took that. There was a rainbow in the sky. The colors are right there in the cheek. The cheek of the face. Some can see it very clearly. That was the Lord letting me know he's coming. Let me tell you, I took that picture when I was 17 years old with that angel blowing that trumpet. And at the very end of that trumpet, you see the white horse in the bathtub. Time's up. It's up. Mockers, scoffers, you guys, I don't hate you. You can make your comments towards people. I'm just telling people to be very careful. Just be very careful, because these are very dangerous times right now. We're at the very end, and I'd hate to see somebody make a mistake now. God bless you. I hope and pray that you get something out of this message. And look up, for our redemption draws nigh. Remember what he said, draw nigh to me, and I will draw nigh to you. Okay? Scoffers, mockers, you can say what you like about me, but I know we're close to going home now. And, and if for people out there, if you're following these people, unaware, I would hope that you guys would get familiar with the Word of God and know that it does say in the end days, scoffers and mockers will come. And try not to be a part of that, but do what he says in the Word of God. Comfort one another. That's what he says to do in these end times. That's why I blocked a lot of people, because they weren't comforting. They were just causing further division. See, I'm aware there's only 5 wise, 5 foolish. So that leaves 90% of people that are under the influence of Satan. Okay, so there's a lot of people that's going to be constantly coming up against this channel and other channels, and I'm not gonna allow that, and I'm watching for it all the time. This is a spiritual battle that we're in, and very few people are going to escape this. For new people on here, when they say there is no rapture, read St. Luke chapter 21, 34 through 36. It'll clearly tell you to pray to be worthy to escape this. It also speaks about being changed in a moment, in the twinkling of the eye. Okay? That's where some of us are going to be taken. Nobody's going to see this. Ken Peters, he had a dream in 1980. Ken Peters, where he said in this dream, a bunch of people just disappeared. Nobody's seen where they went. Okay, this is all true, and it's getting ready to happen. Revelations 3, 8 through 12, it also says, because thou hast not denied my name. And if you noticed, they removed Jesus Christ out of our schools, out of our government, and off the job forces. And many people are denying his name now. And a lot of people even agreed, yeah, he doesn't belong on the job. Okay? I had somebody come up to me on my business and told me, Mark, if you speak less about Jesus Christ, we'll turn your business around. We'll build it up. And I told them that wouldn't happen. So therefore, they came against my business and put me out of business. But, Jesus had other plans for me. And that's why I've been doing what I've been doing ever since they came against me. But see, God knows everything that's going to be done. And even when they came against me, the Lord knew that that was going to put me out doing what I'm doing today. And I've been doing it for, my gosh, 3.5 years now, The Lord knew that I was going to do this. And know this, there's a lot of the enemies out there, okay? And they do and will try to deceive people. And know this, the Lord also said, I'll cause your enemies to bless you. And he can do that, trust me. I've had a few people that I've had to block that did help me financially with some money, a little bit of money, but I still blocked them. So what does that tell you about their money? I didn't have no love of their money. I blocked them because of what was coming out of their mouths, okay, and what the Lord revealed to me to see, okay? There's a reason for everything. So I'm just saying everybody needs to be careful what you're doing out there because there's a lot of deception. 5 are wise, 5 are foolish, and many are not going to make it, okay? God bless you. I love each and every one of you. And know we are at the end right now. We're getting ready to go home. And know this, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle. All these things are written in the Bible, and sadly it's not being taught in the churches today. God bless you.